Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 670, and today's topic is the purpose of writing the introduction of PhD or MSc thesis. All the thesis or dissertations, they have very strong purpose of writing the introduction. And once we are starting to write the introduction, we must start with fresh page. Not that in continuation you can start from anywhere, no. You have to start with fresh page. And secondly, when you are going to write the introduction, make sure that it should be in funnel shape. When I say funnel shape means you are going to elaborate in the beginning of your topic, objective, aims, problems, all these things, and then slowly you narrow down. You slowly reduce, and then you just write in one paragraph the purpose of your this research or topic. And thirdly, when you are writing introduction, make sure that you start writing only after literature review, because we have to give the brief information about your literature review. So many students are committing these two blunder mistakes. First mistake is they will write 5-6 pages of introduction of their PhD thesis. No, it is wrong. Because you are not going to discuss or you are not going to write the summary of your thesis. PhD. You are not writing the summary of your PhD thesis. You are going to write the problems of your research work and elaborate the topic, and your introduction should be very relevant to your aim and objectives. It should be around that. Rather than writing the whole summary of your PhD thesis is wrong. Just introduction means you are introducing, you are giving the information to reader that what are your research problems, what is your objective if it is one, or what are your objectives, how to meet it, and then give more importance to your topic, research topic. Research topic should be very clearly discussed in your introduction, given in your introduction. And also, once you are writing the introduction, make sure that it should be grammar mistake free. I mean, try to minimize, drastically reduce the spelling mistake or grammatical mistake, and the sentences should flow with the meaning. And also, once you are writing the introduction, make sure that it is attractive to a reader. It is crispy. Crispy means is forceful, and it is giving the very good confidence to reader that you are very much interested in that particular topic, that what you have mentioned in your introduction, and that is worth of doing. So all these points should be there, and I have already given all these points one by one, and I am going to explain it. And why I have written here, because those people who are yet to start their PhD or masters or undergraduate research project, they can copy down, because lecture, in chemistry it evaporates, it will disappear from your thought. So number one I have given here, that is purpose of writing the introduction of the thesis. Of course, It is having very strong purpose. Number one, start on fresh page. It should be 2 pages maximum. It should not exceed more than 2 pages. And if you are exceeding to 5-6 pages, it shows very clearly that you are summarizing your thesis, and you are not supposed to summarize your thesis in introduction. Very clear. It should be around your topic, around your objective, around your aims and your research problems. Number two, the introduction should be focused on the research, which should be directly relevant to the aims and objectives. So once you are writing the introduction, it should be focused, very specific towards your objectives, how you are going to achieve the objectives. That is, very important. If you are writing your introduction and where, there is no mention of your objectives, there is, you are not giving information about your aims and objectives, it's incomplete. It is rubbish. You must focus on your aims and objectives while you are writing your introduction. About number 3, organize the informations in paragraphs. All information what you are writing in introduction, it should be in paragraphs, and presenting the more general aspect of the topic, then arrange to the specific information. First, general information, that's why I told you it should be like a funnel. Generalize it broadly, and then it should be towards reduction, more general aspect of the topic, then arranging to specific information, and that state the research problem. You are going to, give the information about your research study and what problems you are expecting to face. That should be narrowed down while you are going towards end. And number 4, the introduction should answer the questions of why and what the research needs to be done and what is the relevance to the research. Actually, for introduction, there should be question in introduction, that why this topic you have chosen, what is the relevance of this research to your present surrounding, to society, or to, in general, to your nation, and all those problems which are related to your topic. Number 5, the introduction is written at the beginning of the thesis. So, as we know that first we will start with introduction, and when it is given to any reader or any examiner, first he will go through your introduction. So, introduction should be very attractive, and it should not have lot of grammatical mistake, and that's why when you are writing introduction, don't be in a hurry. Just write, read several times, proofreading, give to someone who is having very good English, who can pick all these small mistakes, because we are all scientists. We are not very good in English literature. So you should not think that you are all in all. You take it to your English department or friend or lecturer, just let him have one look. So if there is any blunder mistake of grammar, it should not be reflected in the introduction. Number 6, we must be able to grasp the reader's attention. So your introduction should be very attractive, so it can grasp the attention of the reader or examiner, because basically your thesis is going to be examined by the examiners, maybe 2-3 examiners. Reader's attention through the introduction. We know the real meat of the thesis lies beyond the introduction. Introduction is just you are giving the information about the topic, about the problem, about the research study. But the real meat is beyond the introduction. That's why real meat is not supposed to be here in the form of summary. No. Then Number 7. The introduction serves the purpose of acquainting the topic to the reader. Actually, introduction, of your thesis is the platform where your examiner will be familiar, acquainted with your topic, with your research study, and it gives the background and importance of the topic that what you have chosen to study. So this introduction will give the platform to understand to your examiner. So if your introduction is not well written, sometimes your examiner will be having poor impression. That is all mixed up. He is only giving this total summary of his thesis rather than be specific on topic, research topic, and objectives and problems. These three things should be there. First, when you are writing introduction, it should not be for more than 2 pages. Second, it should be crispy, means should give very strong impression of confidence, whatever you have written, and it should be around your objectives, aims, your research topic, and the problems, what you are going to face to study this thing, and you give the relevance of this your research topic. This is your introduction overall. And number 8, topic and why you have chosen this to study this topic. Number 8, introduction must be crisp. Crisp means it must be very powerful. It should show very strong confidence to the examiner. So it should be crisp and should attract the interest of reader in the research topic only in the few sentences. So it should be crisp means it should be so attractive that only with few sentences your examiner will be very clear about your topic, your research topic. So this is very much important, how to make it crispy. And then few sentences, the area of study must be made very clear. Is not that your topic, first thing is, I have already discussed a lot about your topic, now about your introduction. Topic doesn't matter, you can put lot of ambitious thing and where you are totally confused, you are totally lost. No, it's very specific, very clear, so that you can achieve it. Number 9, the introduction should convince the reader that the research work is important and worth conducting. Now, once your examiner or anybody is reading, he should be convinced, he should be impressed that really it is worth what topic he has given. Because you are concentrating on topic, on objectives, on problems. That's all. This is your introduction. It's not the summary. And of course, in your introduction, there should be the reflection of your literature review. That's why it is my advice. Those who are going to write the introduction, first what they will do, in the end they will do the all literature review references, old and new, and then your introduction is left without any brief mentioning of your literature review. There should be in brief the literature review also. So you should write introduction only when your literature review is complete, so that in brief you can discuss. Number 9, the introduction should convince. And number 10, a funnel approach. I have already told you, funnel approach means be a good way to write the introduction. First, elaborate the thesis topic. So funnel way of writing, this is called funnel way of writing, means you elaborate lot of things in the beginning and then slowly narrow down of your topic. That is called funnel way of writing. And all the introduction, whatever it is written, it should have funnel approach of writing. Not that you are not giving anything in the beginning and at the end you are writing a lot. No. it should be towards reduction, it should be reduced. So a funnel approach be a good way to write the introduction. First elaborate on thesis topic and then progressively narrow down the area of study, and then slowly you narrow down the area of study. So in this way, how you are going to meet all these points. So number 11, that is your language should be free of grammatical mistakes. Number 11, the language has to be free of grammatical errors. One sentence should lead on to the next. That is called smooth flow. Smoothly, and ideas should flow logically. What idea you are writing, it should flow with logically. It should not be broken English. Your idea, your concept, what you are writing, that is smoothly, it should flow. That's why we call it, your sentence is not flowing. It's not uniform. It's jumping here and there. So that you have to check very carefully once you are writing the introduction. Number 12. The introduction should provide a brief summary of literature review. I am giving emphasis. I have noticed, because I have a lot of experience of going through the theses submitted by the students in India, in Nigeria, in other places. Two things I have noticed, which is very common. First thing, there will not be any brief mention of literature review. They just write summary of their thesis. Several times I am mentioning, I am not interested in the summary of your thesis. I am interested how you are mentioning your research problem, how specific you are to your objective, to your aim, to your research topic. The research topic should be very clear, and you should write in a very clear way of your research problem, of your research topic in introduction. So that is one problem. That's why once you are writing the summary of your thesis, it's not allowed. Then it will go for 5-6 pages. That is the mistake generally the PhD scholars or students they commit. Secondly, they are not mentioning in brief the literature review, because after writing the introduction, they are going to conclude their literature review. No, you should write introduction only after literature review, so that in brief you can mention some findings of your literature review. It's a very common type of mistake. Generally, the postgraduate students, masters as well as doctorate level PhD students, they commit. So, literature review. So the introduction should provide a brief summary of literature review. If it is not there, your introduction is having poor quality. Some of the examiners, they may tolerate, but I will not tolerate. If I go through your introduction, I must see that there is a reflection of in brief literature review. It should flow, and your concentration, crispy writing should be around your topic and your research problem. That is your introduction in a very simple way. So write introduction of thesis after literature review. Number 13. Finally, the introduction should end with paragraph which inform the reader your purpose of to find in the research. So your last paragraph of your introduction should be with purpose. What was your purpose and how far you are there, how far it is achieved. So Finally, the introduction should end with paragraph which inform the reader your purpose to find in the research. I mean, what purpose you got in your research, and the introduction is not a summary of thesis. It is not at all summary of thesis. Introduction should not front load your thesis. Very clear. It is not summary of your thesis. It is just you are giving the introduction of your relevant topic, research topic, objectives, how you are going to achieve, what problems you are going to face. Not that you just give the total summary of your thesis. No. It is not proper. And number 14, most important, the aim in the introduction should be the same stated under section aim and objective. Sometimes the student, they commit mistake. Once they are writing the introduction, there is mismatch of their objective, of their aim. It should be what you have written in the introduction, clear cut. In that section, what you have mentioned should be mentioned here. If it is mismatched, your introduction is wrong. Your objective and your aim, what you have mentioned in that section, that must be achieved in writing your introduction. And if they are not the same, if it is mismatched, it is different from what you have mentioned in your section of aim and objective, your introduction is cancelled. Go and rewrite. I used to tell my PhD students, no, this portion is wrong, that portion is summary of your thesis, that portion go and rewrite. So sometimes it happens, some of my students, when they are writing 4 or 5 times only one page, they are irritated because they have limited knowledge and they don't understand that they are learning from the teacher, supervisor. Actually, good teacher, let me tell you, university academics means you are very good teacher as well as very good researcher. It's the combination of these two. If you are good researcher, go to only good researcher, go to research institute. There are so many research institutes. If you are not good teacher. And good teacher means he must ask questions and how to solve the questions. Even to not only PhD students, even when we are lecturing, we encourage the students to ask the questions if we are confident. And we are not encyclopedia. Sometimes as a lecturer, professor, what students is asking, sometimes I may not be able to answer. So I should be very free and frank. Okay, give me time. Let me go through the literature. Tomorrow I will explain. At the moment I am not familiar with this question. You should not be with ego. So in that case, it's when several times your PhD supervisor is telling you, because this is my personal experience, some of my students, when they are listening my lecture, they must be smiling and laughing that what Professor Khan is saying is correct. I rejected their write-up several times and let them improve themselves. That's why I am of this opinion that failure is the process of success and mistake is the process of learning. Once you are committing mistake means you are doing, and your supervisor is there to make the correction, to guide you. So if you are not ready to correct, you are feeling irritated, it is not your supervisor's mistake, it is your mistake. You commit the mistake and don't repeat it. What your supervisor says, go and correct it, rectify it. So you should not be irritated once your supervisor is asking to rewrite and rewrite several times to make the correction. Because it is, of course, nobody can claim globally that any thesis at any given moment is 100% foolproof without mistake. No. in thesis, we can only minimize the mistakes. We cannot root out the mistakes. Today, when I wrote my thesis after a lot of proofreading and rewriting, correction, I was thinking that now it is almost free of mistakes. Now when today I am reading, on each page I am getting mistakes, which was written in 1980s, some 45, 50 years ago. So all the theses, at least grammatical mistake, typing mistake, should be minimized to the acceptability, where it can be acceptable. So the important point is the aim in the introduction should be the same stated under section aim and objective. Please double check this thing. No hurry in writing the introduction. Once you are writing the introduction, please don't be in hurry. Even though, for whole thesis after introduction, then you will go for literature review, how to quote your references. All this I am going to discuss one by one. So all these things should be with very cool mind, relaxed mind, right? And then take it to supervisor, whatever his comment, observation, follow it. So that is what about the So with this I will stop. Thank you very much for watching the lecture.